Well, good afternoon, everyone. I am Michael Turner, the Career and Technical Education Manager for Cincinnati Public Schools, and welcome to another Beyond the Tassel series. If this is your first time tuning in, what we've been doing this entire school year is having our Beyond the Tassel series about twice a month. First half of the school year, our college department focused on scholarships and very important time-bound things that students needed to do to to enroll in college. And then after the semester change, starting in January, our career-based learning department led by Brittany Cousins and then Career Tech have been working together to put on the Beyond the Tassel. So today we have a very exciting uh, thing to talk about with the Cincinnati Fire Department. And so, without any further words, I'm just going to introduce Carmen Gaines, who is our Career and Technical Education Pathway Specialist, and she will talk about our event today and introduce our other guests. And so, thanks again for tuning in, and we appreciate this. And please share it out on your feed so other people can see. Thanks. Carmen, I'll hand
Thank
it
you.
over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone. I am Carmen Gaines. I am the Career Technical Education Pathway Specialist, working closely with our Career Tech Department and our Career Based Learning Department to provide our students with more work-based learning experiences. So this is for students to engage and learn more about careers as they decide their 3E plan. And CPS is very important for our students to decide and go on the journey to learn more if they want to be enrolled when they graduate in a college or a university, enlisted in the Department of Defense, or employed with sustainable employment that will allow them to take care of themselves and their families. So today I'm going to have a conversation with Lieutenant Frazier of the Cincinnati Fire Department discussing what it takes to become a firefighter for the upcoming fire recruiter application that is due May 1st. So we want to ask as many questions as possible. CFD is doing incredible things in our community and we want to stay connected. I'm extremely excited to have this conversation because we're talking to a firefighter, a firewoman, who is not only making a larger impact in our city and helping to save lives, but also took out the time today to have a conversation with us. So thank you for joining us, Lieutenant Frazier.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, my pleasure.
Not a problem. So let's go ahead and dive into the conversation. So could you tell me just a little about CFD and how you got started in your work?
Okay, so I'll start with a little bit about Cincinnati Fire Department. We were organized and established in 1853. And so right now, what we provide to our community is the fire suppression services, EMS services, including advanced life support. We have our arson investigation unit. We have the fire prevention unit. We have the hazardous device, which is the bomb unit, and also the hazardous materials response. So those are the services, some of the services that we provide. We have 26 firehouses throughout the community. And in those firehouses, we house 26 fire engines. And then we have 12 fire trucks, which most people will ask, what's the difference? The difference is the trucks, what we call ladder trucks, have the ladder on top of them. So that's the easiest way to distinguish. So there's only 12 of those. We have 2 heavy rescue units. We have 12 medic units. And then we have the 3 ALS advanced life support supervisors units.
So how did you get started?
So how did I get
No, it's
started?
okay. So how did you get started? I didn't know.
How did I get started? Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
didn't know
Okay.
that there were that many departments within the
That
fire
many
department.
firehouses?
So
Yeah.
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 So
So yeah, just like I fumbled on that right there, I feel like sometimes I feel like I stumbled and fumbled into the fire department. It definitely was not and I like to tell the story because I think sometimes in our community, sometimes in the urban community, we're not introduced to so many careers. So I was never introduced to any firefighters my whole life at the time. So when I came here to Cincinnati, and I always like to make it known, it was a coworker that actually had applied to the fire department, and he was always talking about it. But it was their grassroots recruitment effort going out into the community that actually got me. It was Lieutenant Turner. He was one of our recruiting officer. He was out in the community actually, and I filled out the application then. So that's how I did it. Other than that, I had never been to a firehouse. I had never had firefighters back then. I'm not going to tell my age, but back then had never come, wasn't involved in the schools or anything. And so now it's one of those things where I definitely tell my story and definitely make sure that I try to talk to everybody that I come into contact with, because when you see someone like you that's now doing it, then you know sometimes, oh, okay, wait a minute, that's a possibility. That is a field, that is a career that I can get into. So like I said, it was kind of like a from this little piece of this and a little piece of that, and I pieced it all together. But the other thing that attracted me to the fire department was their schedule. I was a non-traditional college student. I had just, got out of high school, and you're trying to make your way, because I was a first generation trying to go to college. So I'm trying to go to college, no money, no scholarship. And, I'm working at night, and I'm working during the day, going to school at night. And I was just to the point where it's just like, I'm trying to figure it out, trying to map out, how am I going to get this done? How do I get this done and still sustain my life and still work? And so Lieutenant Turner brought out the schedule, the 24 on, 48 off. And it just clicked, everything clicked, like, wait a minute, I can do this. I can go to work full time and go to school full time. And believe me, in the beginning of my year, I came on in 2000, and I had kind of where I got to know the job. 2000, 2001, 2002, I was in school heavy, 16 credit hours, 18 credit hours at a time, and I finished it in 2 years. So I love that about this job, that is so many possibilities. And I have to say, even with that, we have had several. We had two doctors, two females. One came on the job, got her education while on the job, even up to her doctorates. She's retired now. The other one came for a little bit, started her education, and then when she went to the doctorates, she quit the fire department and got her doctorate's degree. One's in nursing, one's in education. And I always tell that because sometimes you have to know, just because you start differently, or like you said in the beginning, either you're going to go to the military or college or have sustainable income. It doesn't mean that that's where you have to stop. The other one became an attorney. And it was Tamara. She left, and she got her education, did her master's, and she left too. So it's so many possibilities with the type of schedule that we have. And that's actually how I started, was the fact that it allowed me, what I saw was opportunity here. Unlike, if I have to work, let's get the best job that will let you work your goals and your plans.
So what did you attend college for? Were you already a college student, or did you attend for something within the EMT or in the medical field?
I was already in school, so no, I did not do the EMT. But believe it or not, as old as I am, I'm considering to go back. And they offer a fire program right now that actually is on my mind. So yeah, I may be heading back.
Okay.
Hold
Okay.
on
That's
one second. You're gonna hold on. I'm gonna pause this 1 second. Okay, Carmen, I'm sorry. I didn't want that to
okay.
do that. Okay.
No problem. So, no, it's never too late to go back to school. And that's very important for our students to understand, that a lot of adults don't take the traditional route when discovering their career and discovering their interests. So it's very important for you to share your story in that journey. So we have the Cincinnati Fire Recruit application coming up. That is due on May 1st, and we would love for our students to apply to become a firefighter. So can you walk us through the process on exactly how to apply? What are those roles? If I was interested in becoming a firefighter, and this is a heavy loaded question, but what that generally looks like for those who are interested in becoming a firefighter recruit.
Okay, so the first time is they would have to fill out the test, and our test is located on the website Cincinnati-oh.gov. Cincinnati, the whole word, Cincinnati-oh.gov. So they would fill out then, and then and actually the last day is May 1st, the last day. So we want to get that in, and then the second process is they have the oral interview, the background check or investigation, and then the physical agility in the drug test. If the physical, I'm sorry, and let me start over, Carmen here. It's the agility test. So fill out the application. Let's do that. Fill out the application. Then you take the agility test, which is the physical part. You run through some physical things that you have to do. Then it is the oral interview. Okay. Then we have the background investigation. If you're hired, you take the physical, which is a medical, and then the drug testing.
Okay, so starting with students, if you're in the chat, if you're joining our live, you could please include your questions in the chat, and we're able to answer them for you. Anyone on the live on the feed, please put your questions in the chat, and we can answer them for you. So let's go back to what that physical application process looks like. I know you'll apply online. What are some of those general questions that they'll ask on the application?
It's just the demographics. It's just
Okay.
the demographics, right? It's nothing, no questions that they have that require anything, just their demographics. Maybe some education. You have to have your graduated or GED, but they can be 17. So that's a good thing. Definitely, if they're in high school, they can, in 17, they can fill out the application, but by the time they're appointed, they have to be 18.
Okay. So how long does that stay on file? So if I'm a junior student, can I apply? Does that stay on file, or do you have to apply every calendar year?
I'm gonna have to hold on one second. What is that?
And who do you have in there with you? May we ask?
Who's back here coaching me? Let's see if he'll show his face here.
Please do, sir.
This is the recruiter right here.
So they'll apply, and it'll last for that test. They pass the test and passed all the, if they go through the whole process, until that process is over, they're still good to get a job.
Eligible,
Okay.
So go ahead, you have a question?
So with the training process, if I apply, and then my next steps will be my application may be pulled, and I'll be called in for an interview, and then do the physical component.
No,
what are the exact steps through that? Could you please?
They'll sign up. They'll sign up to take the actual written exam. So once we announce the date, they'll take a written exam. If they pass the written exam, they'll move on to an agility test. Agility test is pass-fail. So either you pass it, you fail it. If you fail it, you're out of the process. If you pass it, you move on to the next phase. Next phase will be the oral interview. You'll get your oral interview, which is, I think this year we made it 30% of your grade. Your written test will be 70% of your grade, and your oral exam will be 30% of your grade. From there, you'll be put on an eligible list, ranked by your score, how high you scored. And from there, we select individuals that we're going to hire. The people that are selected, they have to take a physical and a drug test. They have to pass both. I may have left out during that, after your oral boards, you'll have a background investigation, which includes a polygraph and a police check.
We can't hear you.
So polygraphs are real. We often hear about them. So they're real and they're required for the job.
They're real.
So we have a few questions about that. So we have students who are enrolled in some of our EMT programs that we offer at Western Hills High School. And we have a student who asked, they're taking an EMT course this summer. Can they do ride time with the CFD?
Now, usually, and this is the office that you will call. Usually we do, but because of COVID, we have kind of put that on hold. We're trying to open it back up. When it's going to open back up, I don't know. But definitely that's something that just just check with us periodically now and then and see if it's available.
Okay, thank you. And we have another question. Nautica asks, will you be able to be a fire cadet and still try to be a recruit?
I think that's a yes, Nautica. Is Nautica going to be a fire recruit? A cadet?
Nautica, are you going to be a fire cadet? So yeah, so it seems from my experience in working with students who are in the cadet program, they have the interest in going to the firefighter recruit, and that program starts as early as 15 years old. So it's very motivating and amazing when we have students who are interested in going into both. So yeah, actually another student, Zion Godfrey, said she's in the firefighter recruit program. Yes. Okay, cool. So you mentioned the physical component, and sometimes those things seem to scare those who are interested in applying. What is the physical examination like?
I can go back to when I started, and sometimes I've helped out. It's just they have it. I don't know what they're gonna do this year. Same thing. The dummy drags. It's a dummy. The weight of it, I'm not sure. It's just dragging that dummy of some distance. Self-rescue, pulling yourself up through a hole. Things like that. They may offer the practice, maybe, sort of, kind of. May.
We more than likely will.
May offer the opportunity to at least come and see what the course is like. And I would encourage, if that's offered, definitely do it.
Okay. So looking at each year with the recruiting process, how many applicants do you generally get?
2 to 3,000.
Okay. And how many of those applicants are women, would you say?
Well, I can give you right now, it's about 186 that are female.
So we need more women.
You definitely need more women. It's one of the jobs that is not traditionally thought of. Like I said, when I came on, it was 12 females on the fire department. And you literally could go, when I came to work, I could literally go the whole day without seeing another female. So we definitely have more, but it's one of those jobs that it's just traditionally, it isn't something that a female could consider, would or could consider.
But we see you've been with the department for quite some time now, so we know that it's attainable.
21 years, so you can do it. It can be done. It can be done. Definitely if you're younger.
So CFD is growing. So why is it important for young people to start their careers now?
I would say you have to have a plan. You have to have a goal. And I think I mentioned in the beginning, I kind of stumbled and fumbled. And that's going to happen. I think sometimes life just brings about changes. But the easiest, sometimes a good way to deal with it is to have your goals and write it down. Write it down, because when you write it down, then you can establish a pathway to it. This is the way I'm going to do it. If it doesn't work out, then we did have something established. But this fire department is growing in that we definitely need more women. This is traditionally not a job that is dominant in the African American community, and I have to put that out there. We need a diverse. We definitely need to represent the community. So we need to our personnel, our staffing to be diverse. So as long as the community is growing, I think I would like to see the Cincinnati Fire Department grow in the same direction as our community. So we have to start early. We have to start when they're younger and let them know and put it out there that this is an available career. This is something that is honorable. It's something that is well paid. You definitely can have a whole career doing it.
And that was my next question. So what are some of those starting benefits with salary and and
Um,
benefits and insurance and things?
I have the recruiting pamphlet right here. I have it right here. So the recruit salary is 42, and I'm just going to give you the rough estimates. And then once the probationary firefighter jumps up to 56. So after 6 months of training, and then the firefighters, the range is from 64 to 71. So it is um, to require a high school education. Yeah, you're getting a job, you're getting a pretty good salary there. And that's what Lieutenant Wright brought out in 18 months. You're getting a 22. You're going from 42 to 64.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so that's definitely. And then, like I said, if this isn't all that you want to do, it doesn't mean that it's all that you have to do. You can always go to afford you the opportunity to go to college.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. So we do have a few questions in the chat. One is, do you assist local townships in times of emergencies?
Yeah, you mean we call them the mutual aid. So yes, we have they have assisted us and we have assisted them. Anderson Township, Dale High, Springfield Township.
Thank you. We have another question. Does it matter if you have a juvenile record when applying to the recruit application?
The juvenile record should be sealed. So that may not affect. It should be sealed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
shouldn't find that out.
Okay. One more question. Do you offer truck tours? And we answered this earlier. Do you offer truck tours or simple instruction classes for children engagement?
When you say, they might have to explain that. Just, are you saying like a tour of the firehouse or a tour of the apparatus?
I would think a tour of the the firehouse or the work that goes into becoming a firefighter, general tours and things.
Definitely. We always have to say this. Prior to COVID, everything was opened up with the firehouses. You could. Now it's kind of everything shut down. But I can tell you, if you catch one at a grocery store or anything like that, definitely ask for a tour of the truck. They can try knock it if they see the doors open, or in the morning when we're washing our vehicles, if they want to just ask. I would say stop and ask. But when COVID happened, we kind of shut everything down, and hopefully soon we can get everything open back up.
Understandable. So let me ask you a question, Lieutenant Frazier. I'm a high school student and I'm a senior, and we experience this a lot with young people. I'm nervous. I'm not exactly sure on what I want to do when I graduate, but I know I need to do something. If this was you when if you were a senior class of 2021 graduate, what would you tell yourself during this time if you're experiencing that uncertainty?
Oh, I probably would. That's a good question. I always think something is better than nothing, right? If you have an opportunity, and that's all we can ask for is an opportunity. I have something right here that's going on. It's something that I know will pay, and I have to toot the fire department's horn. I know it's going to pay if I can get through get through everything, the agility, the background check. I'm going to go with what I know until I can make my mind up. It's that's the way, and I'm kind of old school. We were raised, hey, do what you can. If you have an opportunity, take that opportunity. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to know. You are definitely, sometimes as adults we don't know, but just take what you have, the opportunities that are presented in front of you, and out of those, make a decision out of those opportunities that are presented.
Great, thank you. I totally agree. So thank you for taking out the time to speak with us. If we have any additional questions, please add it to the chat and we can continue the conversation. But it looks like we don't have any at the moment. So how can those who are interested apply, get connected with you, could you please give us your contact information to stay connected, or if students have additional questions or need assistance with their application process?
Sure, no problem. I talked in the beginning, it is Cincinnati, the whole word, -ohio.gov. Definitely want to put that out there. Go sign up for the application. If you have any questions, we have Lieutenant Wright's information here.
Is Lieutenant Wright the young man that's next to you? He didn't introduce himself, and we would love to know who the mysterious man is over there in the corner.
Right. That is, yes, this is Lieutenant Wright. He is the recruiting officer for the fire department. And then the number, if we'll put it out there, 513-352-1684. 513-352-1684. And then the cell is 513-484-9443 if you have any questions. And I have an email.
Okay, go ahead.
Want the email, fire recruiting, that's all one word, fire recruiting at cincinnati-oh.gov.
Thank you. We do have one more question. Someone asks, what is the cutoff age?
Oh man, I meant to tell that.
41.
Yeah, you can't be 41. So
can't be 41.
No, you can't reach the age of 41 by appointment, right?
By appointment date.
By appointment date.
Okay.
I would say we have a little bit of a different perspective about the kids and being undecided. I always tell them sign up and go to school. If you can't go, school's not for everybody, but you keep all your opportunities open. Mm-hmm. So if you can go to school, don't let this job stop you from going to school.
Okay.
Sign up for this job because there's no guarantee that you may get it. Me, I was 2 years in the UC and I left to take this job. And that was because my projected earnings back when, I'm like, for instance, I ain't gonna tell my age.
I did.
Well, my projected earnings, when I got on in '88, I was in computer technology at UC. My projected earnings was to come out at $21,000. I think the fire department at that time started me out at $28,000. And I was kind of like Lieutenant Frazier. I kind of like the schedule, working, 2 days a week, 90 days a year, and making me, a little bit more money. So I would say don't ever shut the door on any of your options. Keep them all open. Don't look at the fire department and say, I don't want to do that. Because if you don't take the test and then you decide you want to, too late. You can always sign up and you can stop at any point during the process if it get to be too much.
That is correct. Do you offer tuition reimbursement?
Why are we laughing at that? Back at, I think everybody's stopping that. But I will say when I got mine in 2004, the city paid for my degree. And it's still there, but the money, of course, is less. That's just the thing. So, but yeah, when I came out in 2004 from UC, they paid for everything. So the money's there, it's just a little bit less.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for this conversation. Thanks for taking out the time to speak with our students. I want to thank you on behalf of our Career Tech Department and Cincinnati Public Schools. So students, if you're interested in applying, please stay connected to myself or Lieutenant Frazier. I am Carmen Gaines. You can contact me at gainesc@cps-k12.org, and I can make that connection with Lieutenant Frazier. So thank you, Lieutenant Frazier, Lieutenant Wright. We greatly appreciate the time.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for having us. Thanks for even considering the Cincinnati Fire Department. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
Thank you. Bye.